Yo, what up, what up? Check this out. I want to tell you this cool story, alright? Yesterday, I left the gym and I went to Walmart. So when I went to Walmart, I'm walking up the aisle. Now, mind you that the day before, I seen this dude, I don't know, he just reminded me of my cousin, you know what I'm saying? Like his body shape, you know, whatever, he reminded me of my cousin. So, seen the dude day before yesterday, went to Walmart yesterday, you know what I'm saying? I see the dude. As I'm walking like up the aisle, the dude's coming out of like the back of the store, you know, where the employees go or whatever. So as he's coming out, I see him walking, he's going like this. He's taking off his Walmart vest. And in the process of doing that, he sees me and he says something to me. I didn't hear what he said. So I was like, what happened, bro? And he's like, oh, you know, do you need any help before I take my vest off? And I was like, nah, you know, do your thing, bro. Like, you know, that's cool, man. You know, whatever. I know where I'm going. Go ahead. I start walking. You know what I'm saying? As I'm walking away, my heart, bro, you know what I'm saying? It becomes really filled with like, man, bro, you know, what a kind act of compassion from this dude. So I go back to the aisle to see dude because I'm expecting him to be just walking straight down, you know what I'm saying? I come back and he must have cut down one of the aisles too. So I yelled out like, hey, I remember hearing his voice, you know what I'm saying? From when he was talking to me, his voice stayed in my head. So I was like, hey, and he was like, yeah. And I just wanted to say, I wanted to say thank you for offering the help. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. So dude was like, oh yeah, it's cool. So as I walked away, my eyes got real watery, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I seen the compassion of God in that boy. You know what I'm saying? And the dude, man, he was cool, man. You could tell he was a young cat, bro. And I prayed in my head, boom, boom, you know what I'm saying? Man, you know, like, bless this dude, bro. Because that's a genuine dude right there. You know what I'm saying? I get home. One of my homegirls, I see she posts on Facebook about they implied some policy, you know, about cell phone usage at their workplace, that they can't be using the cell phone while they're at work because there was a chick that'd be at the cashier line and she'd be on her phone and there'd be like people lined up to pay and she would like, as soon as I'm done, then I'll take care of you, you know what I'm saying? So in the Bible, it talks about that there was a parable where it says that there was a man and he bought seeds. You know what I'm saying? He bought land. So he went and planted the seeds. Now people, I guess you could say some haters nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Some haters came and they planted stuff that would be like weeds in the same place where he had just planted his, you know, his crops. So as it, you know, whatever they're tending to it comes up, they start to see that the weeds start coming up next to the good crop. Now, the situation be it that if they pull out the weeds, being how it's so intertwined, you know what I'm saying, with the crop, it would kill the crop. So he said, let them both grow together, and when it comes time to harvest, we'll separate them. We'll separate the good from the bad. Now, Jesus used that as a parable as to say as much as it is for society as today. You know what I'm saying? Because there's always going to be good people like the dude that came out on his way to his break, on the way to taking off his vest, was like, how can I help you before I go take my break? Being of service to somebody, which is the main thing that God requires of us, to show compassion and be of service to one another, to help each other. Compared to the bad seed, which was as soon as I'm done doing what I'm doing, then I can tend to you. Because I'm more of an importance. What I have going on right here in front of me is more important than servicing you. So you can see how like a lot of people will be like, oh, the Bible is this, the Bible is just a whole bunch of stories and stuff like that. But it's a whole bunch of stories that if you really read between the lines, there's life. And there's meaning, and there's a message. So what seed are you? Because in the end, we get to grow together. And when it comes down to it, God's going to separate the good and the bad. So which one are you going to be?